The word oracy means speaking and listening. It is suddenly being debated everywhere, but some aren't happy with schools focusing on it. Some call it a gimmick or a waste of time. They say that students just need facts instead. Others say that it is really just powerful people telling the rest of us how to speak. But if we look back through British history, we see something else. Ordinary people have fought to develop their powers of speaking. Excluded people have used these skills to change British society for the better, and we should remember this history when we teach it. First, let's jump back to the 1820s. The Industrial Revolution has put a huge strain on the working classes. Ordinary people have no way of complaining about unemployment, long hours, or government services. Politics was corrupt, and only the wealthy had a say. So, groups of workers got together, marched and wrote petitions arguing that every man should have a vote. At the start, no one listened. The government and conservative thinkers like Thomas Carlyle called them inarticulate, so working people decided to focus on oracy. In Welsh mining valleys, northern factory towns, and across London slums, ordinary people got together to train each other to speak, listen, and debate. They organised debating clubs and gave powerful speeches. Gradually, the government began to take notice. Leading Victorian politicians like Gladstone and Disraeli were impressed and argued that working men were ready for the vote. They had proved their fitness through oracy. Second, let's jump forward to the first years of the 20th century. When British women tried to get the vote, they too were called hysterical and inarticulate. People said that women weren't intelligent enough to make political decisions, so they too focused on oracy. Well-to-do and working-class women got together in classes and summer camps to train each other in speaking and debate. On street corners throughout Britain, they gave talks that converted people. They held rallies showing just how articulate they were. They encouraged ordinary women to make the case in their homes and local communities. When all women were given the vote in the 1920s, it was because, like the excluded men before them, women had proved their fitness, and one way they had proved it was through oracy. Oracy is not just about powerful people speaking. It's not just about talking posh or white. Rather, it's about getting people to feel confident about what they have to express, and to find a community through which to express it. When we teach oracy in schools, we should remember this history of ordinary people fighting for their own speaking skills. We should remember that oracy has benefited all of us in society, and that without teaching oracy, democracy might never have happened.